Are we up? Hi, can you see
Yeah,
us,
we're up.
Christina? We're up. We good? We cool? We Gucci? We Gucci. Alright, cool. So a little bit different to what we normally do. We're gonna do our podcast live now. So we're gonna record it. It's gonna be straight up there on YouTube. I can see you on my phone, but not on PC. Any ideas? Are you hitting her up with the deets for that one?
Oh no,
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were.
I've got it up on my PC as well. I can find.
Okay. Never mind. All good. Wait, she's signed in as two different people.
I'll
Okay.
take that.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So we're going to be doing our podcast under a new sort of structure. We're working on a few other things behind the scene. This is our this is our first podcast live streaming, and this is our 12th episode of our podcast.
Number 12.
Number 12. You know who we are by now. I'm not going to introduce ourselves. If not, go have a look at some of our other videos and figure out who we are. We're just two doofuses having fun in games and chatting rubbish, basically. So yeah,
Couldn't say it any more accurately.
should we start how we always do? What you've been playing?
What you been playing?
What you been playing?
What have I been playing? I've been playing. Have we played Fall Guys? I feel like we haven't played Fall Guys for a while.
We did play Fall Guys since the last episode, yeah.
Not much though,
not
right?
many. No.
No. So, apart from that, we've been playing a fair amount of Overwatch.
Yeah.
After you convinced me to buy it.
Yeah.
And,
Worth it, right?
Been enjoying it. Yes.
Yeah.
And then for the past 2 days, I've been playing Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah. How is it?
I like it.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people are surprised at how good it actually is.
Yeah, and the like I was saying to you, the story is like really good. It got me hooked straight away. Like no spoilers or anything, but the first mission, which takes place before the one that you play in the beta, is just a really good introduction. Yeah,
I dropped in on a streamer earlier and was almost spoilt by the ending. They were then getting to the end of the story. I was just like, "Yeah, back out of that." But he was saying as he was
playing it non-stop. Then
he was saying as he was going into it, he was just like, "This game's story alone is worth the money that you pay."
Oh, so he said it's good.
Yeah, he said it's incredible.
Cool.
So that's pretty good. It's made me think about picking it up because I was a little bit on the fence about whether the replayability and stuff would be there. But
yeah,
man, when we played the beta, I was flying around as Iron Man. I just want to do that again. That's so much fun.
yeah. Like I said to you before, my justification for buying it was that one, I wanted to play through the story because I felt like the story could have been good anyway.
Yeah.
But then I bought it on my PS4 purely because once I'm done with the story, when the PS5 comes out, they're doing the free upgrades for it, and I'll be able to have something to play on the PS5 because obviously initially there's not going to be like a massive amount of games that are available. So it'd be good to have something there that you can just kind of smash around on.
Do you know, on that, I feel like there'll be more games than what we think, you know?
Well, there'll be CoD, Assassin's Creed, those couple, just to say those two. Yeah. Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I'm guessing it's going to be a launch game. They've not even confirmed it yet, but I think so.
Anyway, to what we've been playing, I have not played anything, I don't think. Like, genuinely, I've sat here, I've watched some streams, I've done a bit of editing, I've played a bit of Pokemon when I'm laid in bed, shiny hunting.
Yeah. So are you like done with Pokemon now then? You're just shiny hunting, that's it?
No, I've still got some of the story left, but that's because I've not rushed it.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty much. I'm close to being done with it. With the first lot of DLC. And the new lot of DLC's out next month, so even more reason to go for it.
Yeah, timed it reasonably well.
Yeah, I think I'm like 800 eggs into trying to get a shiny. So I've hatched the same egg over and over again about 800 times.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That just sounds like it's like maximum effort for basically zero reward
I mean, you're not wrong,
to
but
me.
I mean, if the thing
Because
is,
then
I've
what you
been,
do once you get that shiny, it's just going to be like, well, now on to the next one.
yep,
It's just
pretty much. But I mean, like, I can do like a couple of boxes, so like 60 odd eggs, and then I'll be like, right, time for bed. It's sort of like my sleep routine as such. So, and I've been playing Elite Squad as well a lot on the mobile, which I never thought I'd say.
I still haven't picked it up
I
after that first day.
I've got like 25,000 power already. It's yeah, I'm sold on that game so much.
So you
That
like
reminds
it
me. I've
after
got to
all
do
your
my dailies.
hesitance to start with.
Yeah, yeah. I'm invested now. I'm
Cool.
invested. So it's good.
I'll have to pick it up. Maybe I can play it
Hmm.
like on the way to and from work or something.
Yeah. So one of our little discussion points for this episode was your thoughts on the Avengers. Your initial thoughts. You've shared a little bit about your thoughts
Yeah.
so far. Have you got
So
anything else that you want to add to
um,
them?
kind of just backing up what people have been saying. So like you said, there's a lot of talk at the moment about how surprised people are with the finished product compared to the amount of people that really hated it during the beta. Um, and like, I agree. Like, it just feels like even when you're playing the missions that you've already done in the beta, it feels more polished somehow.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so it just feels more like a finished product, which is good, and it feels like the gameplay has been improved a little bit, although it's got a bit harder. Like in the beta, you could, those big, like basically Hulk rival
Yeah, yeah,
robots that
yeah.
were around. Fighting them now as Hulk to start with was really hard, but in the
Was it?
beta,
Yeah.
you could just slap them around, couldn't you? It was like no issue.
Hmm.
So I feel like they've tuned the enemies a bit. It's actually quite hard to, well, I say quite hard. It's more difficult than it was before to
That's not
actually
a
win the
bad thing,
massive
right?
fights.
Because then you should be
No,
going
definitely not.
back for it.
It actually makes you think, like, especially when you're playing as Hulk, it makes you actually think about the fighting rather than just smash and square constantly and just
Hulk
spinning around and stuff.
smash.
Pretty much, yeah. So you kind of have to resist that urge and think about when to use your rage and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I haven't really got that far into it. I've done, the final mission of the beta where you have to go to the shield bunker and get the thing to
Hmm.
make Java's work.
Yep.
I've done one more mission after that basically, and that's it.
Okay.
But it's good fun so far.
Cool. Yeah. Again, I've been watching a bit on like the people playing it multiplayer. Um, they're just having a good time, man. And it's like
Hmm.
I love my Destiny, which is all about the loot. This game seems like it's gonna scratch that itch quite nicely.
Yeah, as they still got the invisible loot system though,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
like pretty
But
much the major downfall to the game at the moment.
I then haven't seen anything like people that are playing it aren't saying, "Oh, damn, that invisible loot," you know. So
No,
maybe it's not as big an issue as what people first thought it might be. I don't
no, I
know.
mean I'm still doing what I was doing in the beta, where I just open up the gear screen and hold L2 to equip the best gear, and that's
Yeah.
it. And I'll just dismantle everything else. But I still hope that they do somehow change that. I just think it would be a hell of a lot of work now to change that system over into one that has cosmetic changes. Because at the end of the day, they've got to model them for each and every different character.
I see. My thing with that is, and we probably have to do a check with Ross to see how difficult it is. But they've got the binary going around the characters already, right?
Yeah, so when you hover over it, say
So
like it's a chess piece, they actually have like a hologram over their chest when you pick it. But then when you
yeah,
select it, there's nothing there.
yeah. So that hologram could effectively be turned into a solid object.
Yeah, but what I mean
That's
is
my
for
thinking. But
every single different character that they're going to eventually implement, they're going to need to redesign one piece of gear, aren't they? Obviously, if they get caught up with I think it's 6 characters you can play as now, once they get those out of the way, then it's going to be easier because they'll probably only bring out one character a month or something like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
which will be easier to keep on top of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do hope that they bring that in, but
Yeah. Well,
there's no knowing at the moment.
sorry, I'm just checking something on the stream, make sure we're all running fine.
Yeah, we're all good. I got it up.
Oh, I'm just using a higher bit rate than what they recommend. Okay, cool. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, Christina says it's all good.
You're welcome. So yeah, that's your Avengers thoughts. I think I am going to pick it up. I am torn between getting it on PS4 and PC just because I've not had a game that I've been able to properly test on my PC, and I feel like this would be a good one.
Not
All that could
Cyberpunk
potentially be
2077.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to run it that well. I mean, I should be able to, but I don't know.
Well,
Something's telling me it's going to be a lot more harsher on my system than.
If you
Don't know.
get Avengers on PC, then we're both going to be playing it alone.
True.
That's a sad thought.
That is a sad thought.
That is a sad thought.
Same if when our green hell being apart isn't good for either of us.
No, I mean, the latest episode showed that, didn't it? Well, I died like 3 times or some shit.
Yeah. And then I domed the guy. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
I think you should get that on PlayStation.
I'm toying with the idea. I mean, like, if I do, it's because of the PS5 coming out, and I'll have a game to play when that releases.
Yeah, exactly.
Without spending any extra. Talking about the PS5, when are we getting prices for these next gen consoles? It is 2 months away. They are cutting it. People are not
They really are
going to be prepared for it.
I don't even think we've got events lined up, have we? Is there any more events coming that we know of?
I feel
like for PlayStation or Xbox.
I thought the prices were already out. They are not already
No, they're
out.
not. There's no
They're not
dates,
already
no
out.
prices.
No dates, no prices. Just that they're coming this holiday.
Yeah, that is literally all we know.
I like when do they say, right? Okay, we've now got to announce this because people are going to want to pre-order. They can't just say, oh, by the way, the console's out in 2 weeks. It's going to cost you £400, and
Yeah,
you can get it at Game, Amazon, blah 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 blah. Go and buy it there.
yeah.
Like that's just asking for them to be short. Like, you know, when the Wii first came out,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember how difficult it was to get a Wii?
Well, the Switch was the same, wasn't it? I
Like,
think that's more of a Nintendo thing, but
still,
that could happen with these new consoles for
quite
certain.
easily.
Like, if they leave it really late, then they will just sell out because people just go nuts.
Yeah.
What is a bit annoying is, did you hear about people in America getting an opportunity to pre-order for a pre-order? Where
Pre-order.
So Sony emailed out to a select amount of people.
Yeah.
And they were given the opportunity to sign up to be one of the first people to pre-order. So they basically had to give all their details over, and then when Sony are ready to let people pre-order, those group of people will get to pre-order first. So then they'll be almost guaranteed their consoles. But we ain't getting that love over here.
We never do we? I mean, I think most of them pre-orders will probably, them emails probably went out to the big streamers.
Like they said it was they selected people based on their, like, how often they use the PlayStation, and based on their PlayStation usage. So if someone had like a load of trophies and they played PlayStation all the time and stuff like that, they were more likely to get this email than someone that just played it maybe a couple hours a day, every other day or something like that. So
that seems crazy. Seems crazy.
But yeah, I feel like this month, it's got to be this month, right? I'm assuming second week of November is going to be consoles. So
both of them?
Well,
same date?
No, not same date. Let me get my calendar up. I'm thinking I'm thinking Xbox goes first in the first week of November,
Okay.
and then PlayStation goes second in the second week of November, which is when
Hmm.
I think COD comes out that week. I think Assassin's Creed comes out that week. I think there's a couple more. But what I'm thinking is, if those are the when they're gonna actually bring out consoles, surely 2 months notice is kind of where you want to push your limit. To
Yeah.
give people a month's notice, that's still a bit short, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So I'm hoping this month is the month, but I still think Xbox goes first with the pricing. I mean,
Or do you think there's going to be a curveball on it, and the reason they've not announced it is because they're waiting to see who's going to put a set date out first?
probably is that.
You reckon one's going to do a date and the other's going to go, oh, by the way, it's going to be this much, and you're going to be
They
able to get
normally
it
do
on
that with the
this?
price, right? Like
Yeah.
whoever picks the price first, the other one undercuts it. It's just
Mm.
how it is. So that's all they're waiting for. They're just playing chicken with each other. But at some point, someone has to give in, and I think
Yeah.
it needs to be soon. Otherwise, it's gonna start having a negative impact on potential sales.
It's kind
and
of
everything.
getting to that point where, like, games are announced like 8 years, like Skull and Bones, right? It was announced like 6 years ago or something.
Yeah,
The hype's now died off. Obviously, the hype's not going to die because it's a console, but it's kind of like people are just like, come on, we're getting fed up of
it's like
waiting
I
now.
am sick to death of it now.
I need to know how much money I
Just give
need
me
to
a date.
save
Yeah,
to be able to warrant buying one of these.
give me a date. Give me a price so I can pre-order it now, and then I can actually set aside the money so that when I hit the amount that I need, I know that I'm good to go. But
Especially with Christmas around the corner.
yeah,
Like, I don't know, it's
and
crazy.
while I was just quickly looking at the calendar, I thought as well, if the consoles come out in November, do you think that they will have a price drop on Black Friday?
Nah, not a chance. Not a chance.
How annoying would that be? Buying the console when it first comes out, and then like 2 weeks later, they knock
Yeah.
50 quid off it or something like that.
Well, think about it, right? You could have 3 weeks in November where you get the new Xbox, you then get the new PlayStation, and then you get Black Friday. And that you've got 1 week there where something new or something important isn't happening.
Yeah,
Retailers are
yeah.
going to struggle, especially after everything that's going on at the minute. For all we know, right, they could end up being shut down by then. And then what do people do about getting their consoles? This is
Yeah.
talking if sort of infection rates go
Well,
back up and
yeah, we just don't know
stuff
what will
gets
happen
locked
in 2
down,
months'
or
time, do we?
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen next week. Like, they
No.
could, because they're waiting this long, people aren't able to pre-order. Like, thinking about that now, I'm thinking I would probably go to a midnight launch to get it. I did with the PS4.
Yeah.
I'd probably do a PS5, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking it's safer if we do it online, which means that them high street stores are going to struggle.
Well, I think with the consoles now going to offer a digital only version,
Hmm.
I think this could be the end of game for certain.
Hmm.
Slowly, it could be the start of the end of game
I mean,
because
the start of the
once the generation comes in, people aren't going to be trading in games, are they?
the start
People
at the
aren't
end
going to be
already
buying
started, right?
physical.
Because they went into administration a few years back anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
How I don't know if they could take another hit and survive it. It's
I
kind of
don't think
like
so.
what happened with Blockbuster. It just
God, I miss
everything
Blockbuster.
changed, and Blockbuster couldn't keep up with what was going on.
Yeah, well, their business model just didn't fit around what was
I.e.,
the relevant thing to do at the time.
streaming platforms
Yeah,
started up, and yeah, I think they need to act now, and they need to act fast, so that high street stores, like I don't know, obviously in America, theirs is what GameStop. GameStop.
yeah. That's all. I think they're owned by the same. I think Game is owned by
Yeah,
GameStop,
yeah.
or
So
it might be vice versa, but one of them owns the other.
they need to do
I'm just
something just to try and save that sort of second-hand market being a thing still.
So I'm just quickly doing a quick Google on if there's any events. The well, there's actually is three. The first three results is Leak says the huge PS5 event we're all waiting for is coming on September the 9th. So that's only next week.
So that's next Wednesday, but they've not announced anything.
But they don't need to, do they? They could announce it the day before and just be like, by the way, guys, 6 o'clock tomorrow, you might want to be there. So
true. True.
Yeah, early September, everyone's saying for PlayStation. Let's have a look at Xbox. Just says September.
It'll be a week after PlayStation's.
Probably.
I'll say, oh, by the way, we've got Project. I can't remember what it was called now.
Lockhart?
That's the one. Project Lockhart as well. That's the thing. Sony like, hey,
yeah, by the way, guys,
already announced that.
You about this.
It's just a strange one. They're
it's a
leaving it.
Year, isn't it?
They're leaving it way too late for my liking and my comfort at the minute.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next week we'll change that.
Fingers crossed, because
I think
one of them needs to act soon.
If we do get a late notice announcement for the event, I think we should live stream it.
Yeah, probably
as we have done previously.
Probably instead of the podcast next week, maybe. We'll see.
9th will be Wednesday. Yes, we'll see. Yeah, we'll probably live stream it.
We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
So yeah, Sony or Microsoft, one of you play your hand.
Yeah, please.
We're getting sick of this. So that stemmed off an Avengers talk somehow. I don't know how we got there, but so one of the things that we have seen announced recently is the Hitman trilogy. The whole thing being adapted for VR.
Yeah.
This was your discussion point that you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, so I wanted to put a question out to yourself and the population, but with them saying that initially Hitman 3 is going to be VR, and then they will slowly bring in updates to the previous games to make them VR as well.
Yeah.
Are there any other games you think could be pretty cool to either be adapted into, like, remade or remastered into VR, or the next iteration of the game be in VR?
Assassin's Creed.
Do you think?
I think that'd be sick.
Doing a leap of faith in VR. I think I'd throw up.
That'd be insane, though, right?
It would.
You can see someone, you peer over the edge, and you've got your target below you.
Yeah.
Straight down. Boom. Oh,
but
you could do it like Super Hot. Super Hot is a fantastic VR game. Like when I played that round yours, I was I think I spent like an hour on one level just trying to get it perfect, and I didn't even know it was
really
an hour.
addictive, isn't it? Because you could finish it, but you're like, nah, I think I could have made that look a bit cooler.
And
then suddenly you're like spinning guns up, and you're just like, pew, pew.
I think I had a pan at one point, and I like yeeted the pan, shot someone up top, like. Yeah,
it's good fun.
I feel like an Assassin's Creed game in that kind of style be pretty cool.
Yeah, just like a quick side note though, going back to Hitman being in VR, do you think it would make you a little bit uncomfortable going up behind someone and killing them with the garrote wire? Do you not think that's a bit too close to the line? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're shooting people, it's fine. But if you're actually like, creeping up behind someone and you're just like straight up.
So basically, what you're saying is, if you're going to kill anyone, do it with a gun.
Shoot them because it doesn't feel as real. Basically.
Wow. I mean...
but I don't know. Like, it's hard to think of what kind of games could really work in VR. It would be really cool to see a game that looks as good as Cyberpunk have VR capabilities. Can you imagine playing that in VR? It should be mental.
Mirror's Edge could be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Mirror's Edge could be pretty cool. I was then about to say, we've played Tabletop Simulator in VR. getting about the table is a bit of a pain. But I mean,
I think it's just
you could go for like that third person tactical game in VR. So what I'm thinking is
yeah. So something like
like
XCOM,
yeah, so a bit like I'm going to
that'd
go
be
back
really
to it,
cool.
Elite Squad, or you've got XCOM, where you
Yeah,
can choose who you want to shoot, but you can get down and proper look down the line of sight.
yeah, yeah. Or you could just like bird's eye view the whole thing.
Or you could bird's eye view the whole thing, or you could look over like your side, you can pan round. That could be pretty dope.
Yeah, I didn't think of something like that. That could be a pretty cool idea. Yeah,
We're full of them. I mean, like there's little nuggets of gold in every single episode,
just,
man.
just
Just
everything
oh,
we spout is just nuggets and nuggets. Some of them gold, some of
some of
them
them
other
bum.
things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Give me an XCOM game and
Yeah, I
that
really
view.
like that idea actually.
Chicken.
Yeah,
Okay,
or
cool.
chicken nuggets.
Oh, chicken nuggies, right? Yeah, got you. What the fuck is going on about?
um,
Oh dear. Yeah,
yeah,
XCOM game would be cool. An Assassin's Creed game would be pretty cool.
do you think like a Splinter Cell could work in VR? I think that'd be pretty cool. Actually, like being in the shadows. I think that could
I don't know.
like really immerse you into it.
Yeah, like a stealth kind of game.
I'll tell you what would be fun in VR:
Hmm,
Sea of Thieves,
that would be cool.
like a pirate game.
That'd
But I
be
think
dope.
Sea of Thieves would be good because of the art style of it.
Yeah.
I think it
Oh
would just be a
man,
good
imagine
laugh.
being yeeted from the cannon.
That'd be great. Well, you're fine with jumping off a building in Assassin's
I
Creed,
know, yeah, but I'm just thinking
but
like
get
the sheer
launched out of a
velocity,
cannon.
the sheer velocity of that.
I
Oh,
think it'd be all right. I think that could be good fun.
it could be
Like
good fun.
manually loading the cannonballs into the end of the cannon, and
Yeah.
then having to fight
I mean,
the
like even if you
Kraken.
do it, yeah. Oh, that could be quite good fun.
Yeah,
Seeing the crack come up or a Meg come up at you. Ooh.
yeah, just charging at you, open
That'd
mouth, doing the full works.
be
Yeah,
fun.
and I feel like Sea of Thieves probably could work in VR as well. Like I say, it would be cool to have Cyberpunk in VR, but I think we're many years off VR being capable of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can have the ones that you plug into your PC, but you need a really good PC to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But something like Sea of Thieves probably could be done now. Maybe they'd
I
have
mean,
to make the map a bit
you've
smaller.
got Elder Scrolls in VR. You've got Doom in VR.
That's true. Yeah.
Elder
So something
Scroll.
like Sea of Thieves,
I feel like Elder Scrolls is probably a bit bigger than Sea of Thieves. Maybe
probably. Although it might feel like it because you're just
walking
walking around or riding a
everywhere.
horse. Yeah.
um,
But it probably is.
hmm.
That would be
That'd
really
be
cool. I
cool to
think
go
we
up
just
with
need
in
to.
a crow's nest and then be able
Yeah.
to.
Playing your drum.
Ross, if you're in here, you're welcome. Got you.
Hit us up. We'll take 10% royalties.
Yeah, yeah.
Mention us in the credits.
initial
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have a FEF flag for your ship.
Yeah. So we'll go from Sea of Thieves because I feel like the art style is pretty good in Sea of Thieves as well, right? It's quite minimalistic for what it is. It's not
Yeah.
nothing complex.
It looks good,
Which
but it's not fancy, right?
yeah,
I think that's the best way to put it.
which I think leads on to quite nicely to your next one, which was the success of Fall Guys. Does it highlight the desire for games to focus on gameplay rather than fancy graphics?
Yeah.
Um,
So I saw that one kicking around on Twitter a little bit. I thought it was an interesting thing to have a little chat about.
I feel like, regardless of graphics, if there's a game out there that looks cool, I'll play it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how I feel as well. But it's the case of do the majority feel that way as well?
mm, probably not. I
Because
mean,
like it feels like nowadays there's an expectation for, especially for a AAA game, to just look really fancy, despite what the gameplay's like.
I mean, Fall Guys is like one of the fastest selling games for a while,
Yeah,
and the graphics
yeah.
are
Well, they're just
flat,
simple. Yeah,
really
it's just.
simple.
I mean, there's not really much to say about the graphics of that game, is there? But the
Um,
gameplay itself, even the
Sea of
gameplay is
Thieves,
simple.
yeah, Sea of Thieves, that has some very pretty sunrise and sunset scenes.
Oh yeah,
And again, that game's it's not ugly by any stretch, but it's not like what you'd call AAA Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's not fancy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not fancy.
it's not
It's
like Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima fancy. It
yeah,
just looks good
mm,
for the way that it's made.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel like nowadays people just expect games from first party developers.
Some of the characters are a
Just
bit funny looking.
characters a bit fun. In what? Do you mean Fall Guys? I'm guessing
Sea
in
of
Fall
Thieves, I
Guys.
think.
Oh, see, yeah, but that's just like purpose of design, isn't it?
Sea of Thieves, yeah.
Having the really fat guy.
And the really
Less.
skinny old guy with an eye patch and peg leg and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
It fits. It fits that kind of thing.
yeah. So it's more like they've designed it that way, but the game
Mm.
itself is stunning in places.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it's like that. My thought is, do we think that the success of Fall Guys is going to have people try and build a fairly simple looking game, but it has gameplay mechanics that people are actually going to appreciate? And then when
I
that happens, will people even play it? Like, imagine if Minecraft comes out nowadays. Like, forget it ever happened. If it came
yeah.
out now, you wouldn't even get that many people play it for certain because
Because
of
of the
how it
graphics,
looks.
because they're blocky.
Yeah, because of how it's designed.
Maybe. I feel like that's one that you'll probably never get a certain answer for. Um, I was then thinking of other games, like you've got indie games, like look at Broforce, right? Broforce isn't a AAA looking game at all.
I love Broforce.
2D platformer.
Yeah,
There's very little to no 3D stuff in it at all.
that's all 2D, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and people love that game. So that's not like what I'd call AAA graphics, fancy graphics, you know.
Not even remotely.
I
No.
I I think if the gameplay is good and the graphics match up to what the gameplay is, i.e., that platformer works in 2D, to have it in
Yeah,
3D or AAA wouldn't make any sense.
yeah,
I feel like people will look at them. But I do think there are people out there that goes, that game looks trash, I'm not buying that. When the
yeah.
gameplay
It
could
looks
be
ugly.
insane. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
even like people when Fortnite first came out, like people were always complaining about how cartoony it looked
yeah,
and whatever. And it's now arguably, or at one point it was arguably the best game around, right?
yeah,
Every single person was playing that game. Yet people were moaning about the graphics of it.
yeah.
But I think the gameplay mechanics of the game, for me personally, initially were really good until it hit a certain point where everyone was getting better than me and I had enough of
And they're
it.
building 10-star mansions
Yeah, mate.
when you've made a little one by one. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
that.
pretty much.
I feel that.
So yeah, I hope the Fall Guys situation makes developers think about it a little bit more.
Not try and
I
force
think
it too much.
no, no, but I think we're still only going to see that from indie developers. You're not going to see the likes of even like Ubisoft. They're not going to bother with that. They'll just keep cranking out their massive open world games that
Mm.
in places look really good, and therefore the gameplay lacks a little bit.
You
Like
say that,
particularly
but
Far Cry.
Ubisoft has released a game called Child of Light before,
Right.
and that was a 2D game. Um, I don't know how to explain the game because I played it, I enjoyed it, but it was just like one of them games that I sat, played, enjoyed, and wouldn't like go back to. There's no replayability.
Yeah.
That game was still pretty. I feel like they probably pushed the graphics a little further than what they needed to, maybe.
Mhm.
So yeah, I guess in that respect, you're probably right that they're looking for their AAA games to look as fancy and
Yeah, they've
insane as
found
possible.
their market and they're just literally dragging it with them constantly, aren't they?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and I think a lot of first party developers are probably going to end up doing the same. But I
mm,
think with the success of Fall Guys, is going to see indie developers. It'll probably give them a bit more confidence in their games as well. So no matter what they're working on, like just because they can't get it to look as good as some of these bigger games,
yeah.
as long as they work on the gameplay mechanics and the actual stories and stuff like that, then they've got more confidence to actually finish it and let people play it.
You'd hope so.
Hmm.
I mean, as an indie developer, if they're gonna make a game, they're not restricted to the big developers telling them what they can and can't do.
Yeah,
Which, if we go back to the Avengers, was one thing that you said you feel like the loot system was just like, yeah, the game's great, but you've got to add loot system into it.
yeah.
And that's where they probably folded under the pressure of having that bigger company
Having old
looking down on
Squeenix
them.
leaning over them.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there are people out there that will be, the game looks ugly, I'm never going to play it. But I
yeah,
mean, even some bad looking games are some, whether the gameplay is good or not for that person, there are some gems out there that are both gameplay wise is good, graphics
yeah,
are okay, and you can have a really good time with it. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I
Suppose
don't know.
it mostly comes down to it being personal preference in
Yeah,
places, doesn't it? So,
and how
but
snooty
yeah,
you are, whether you're one of these PC Master Race or
whether you're a snob for your games.
yeah,
But no, I hope it brings out more games that are simple like that one is.
yeah. Hopefully, I mean the one to watch for me that we'll get onto in about 10 minutes or so is, I wouldn't say it's simple, but it's a very um, it fits for what it is. But we'll go on to that one shortly. Let me just fact check quickly on something before we do get into that.
A quick fact check.
Quick fact check.
Have we
So where?
I saw a little discussions.
Oh,
Go on.
it's interesting. I was just searching something and come across Division 2's getting a 100 floor skyscraper PvE endgame mode. Sounds pretty good. Sounds like it's a bit late, but sounds pretty good.
Just like trying to
Over it.
feed a dead horse, right?
Yeah, they'll wait till Division 3's announced now. That'll be the last one, I reckon.
Yeah.
So we have got a few updates on the Twitch side of things as well. So they have now renamed Twitch Prime to Prime Gaming, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, to
Um,
go with like Prime Video, Prime Music, all that stuff.
so this Prime Gaming, well, I say Prime Gaming. They've changed it to Prime Gaming, and they have also now rolled out Amazon Prime Video users are going to be able to do watch parties with their viewers.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts? What?
I think the you've already been able to watch TV shows for a little while now. I think it's maybe been a month or two.
Oh,
But I think
okay.
the big announcement from today is that you can watch movies.
Yeah,
Um, I th- I don't know how I feel about it. Like, if it was me and I was streaming it, I would only pick out the absolutely ridiculous films,
Yeah.
like the worst looking crap I could find on there. Because I don't think I'd want to watch a film that I actually want to watch with a crowd of people.
That's what a
Like,
cinema is, though, right?
yeah, but everyone keeps quiet, apart
Well, I
from
mean, they will
your
in
packet rustlers.
Twitch
But
chat. You don't have to have like notifications
yeah,
on
but
and
then what's the
stuff.
point? Like,
Well,
there's
yeah,
no point. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how I'm kind of on the fence about it.
yeah,
I can't see anyone being successful from it because, uh, like again, if I wanted to watch a TV show, I wouldn't watch someone who's watching it.
right.
I'd just go and watch it. um, yeah, so I think it's a good idea. They're kind of
hmm
like bringing all of their things under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Um, but for me personally, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah, I don't think I would ever sit and do it, but I mean, for people that are like in sitting in that just chatting room, right? You have some people that are just chatting and they will just sit there and they will just talk. Let's watch a film today.
Yeah,
And then everyone's like, yeah, sure, let's just watch a film. They all sit
yeah,
back,
because we don't
watch a
do
film.
anything anyway.
Yeah. No disrespect to
Yeah,
the Just Chatting channel or anything, but
no, not at all.
yeah, I think it's a brave move for them because what's to say there isn't now going to be a Twitch channel? You know, like you get the ones where it's like, well, like I suppose like a bit like Bob Ross. Like people aren't going to go and purposely buy a Bob Ross thing because they can just go onto Twitch every weekend and watch some Bob Ross. You know,
Yeah, no, I know
so
what you mean.
people are now going to look at it and go, ah, there's this channel that's going to be showing this film next Thursday at 2 p.m. and this film the following Tuesday at 5 p.m. I'm going to cancel my Prime subscription for this month because they're the two new films that I wanted to watch.
Well, I don't know if they've changed that now, but I remember reading when they first brought out the being able to do it with the TV shows.
Hmm.
To be able to watch it as a viewer, you had to have
Twitch Prime,
Amazon Prime.
right?
Yeah, I don't know if they've changed it now,
Hmm.
where that you don't need to. You can just watch it, and then in that case, it is going to hurt them. Like you say, people are just going to cancel their subscriptions, and unless their way around it is that you have to um, subscribe to the channel, and you can't watch it without being subscribed to the channel.
Ooh.
And in that way, you still got to have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, right? There's going to be a catch somewhere to stop that happening,
There's got to be. I just don't know
for
all the
sure.
details. Maybe we'll look into it and just see what we can find out about that.
But do you think we're going to see a rise in like bot channels that say, for example, I don't know if Friends is on Amazon, but
100%.
if Friends was on Amazon, we have like a bot
100%.
channel that literally
Yep.
just plays Friends,
I mean, I
and
think
that's it.
there was one going around, and I think Twitch had the rights to show like all of season 1 through to 4 of Pokemon, and the whole weekend they'd
Yeah,
just be showing Pokemon over and over again.
yeah, I remember that.
I mean, that was basically just them getting views and making money from it
Yep.
potentially.
Well, yeah,
So
shove ads
if
on it,
anyone's
money made.
subbing and ads and God knows what
Yeah,
else, I wouldn't be surprised to see Amazon have several channels running, i.e., your horror channel. A bit like Sky,
yeah.
right? Sky Movies has action,
It's like Sky
comedy,
Horror, and yeah,
horror, drama, whatever it might
yeah,
be. I would not be surprised to see 15 or 20 different Amazon channels on Twitch showing these
yeah.
off with ads for Amazon. You watch for the first hour for free. After that, you need to have Amazon Prime to be able to tune it.
Maybe we'll have to see how that one unfolds. I think.
Hmm. It'll be cool to see though if anyone does get any kind of not reward as such, but if they sort of boom for doing that sort of thing,
Yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be
I
interesting to
just
see.
can't see how, but
Mm.
it would be interesting if it happened.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it. Who knows? So another little one that I've just found as well. No Man's Sky developer are working on a huge, ambitious new game.
Yeah,
This
you hear that from
sounds
anybody else, and
this
you're like,
sounds
okay, I'm
very
behind that.
familiar.
Yes, but you hear it from the No Man's Sky developer, and you're like, well, here we go again.
Yeah. However, that
Uh,
game has grown to be a very good game. I've
I thought you
seen
played it and said you didn't like it.
no. See, I played it. I enjoyed it, but because I'd already done the initial bits before, it didn't play out to me. I've watched someone play it since then, and
Right.
the base building's pretty cool. It's pretty solid, to be fair. You can get these base building games where it's just like, that clips through the wall. That's rubbish. That doesn't work. Um,
Yeah.
I think they learnt their lesson with that, but I mean, their lesson was the fact that they listened to Sony, and Sony forced them to get that out as soon as possible.
Yeah, but also they promised something that they couldn't deliver on
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Well, yeah.
So it's a bit of shared blame, but I feel
Yeah.
like it leans more towards the developer trying to be ambitious like they are with this next one.
Yeah.
And they just overdid it. If they'd have said, we've got this game that, it does this at the beginning, but we've got plans in the future for it to be
Yeah.
this massive online universe, then that would have played out a bit better.
Yeah.
But what
I
do you reckon? No
do you,
Man's Sea?
just boats. I mean,
Yeah,
they could do a massive Sea of Thieves style thing where you build
just
your
absolutely ginormous ocean
yeah.
with just like random
I mean,
islands.
they could.
Mix it in a bit like Subnautica.
Hmm. They could. I mean, I feel like
No
they're
Man's
at.
Sea. You
I
heard it here
feel like
first. Confirmed.
they've got to a point where they know what they done wrong. They learnt from it. It's taken them
Yeah,
years to recover and get to a point where they're happy with the game that they've actually released.
and people are happy with the
And
game as
people are
well.
happy with the game who are playing it and go
Yeah.
back to it every now and again. I don't think they'll make that mistake again. I don't think they'll listen to any kind
No,
of
they can't.
force.
They can't come out saying we're making this ambitious game after doing what they've done.
Yeah.
So they've got to be confident.
I think they'll stick to similar things that they've got, so they'll stick to the crafting and stuff. That won't go. It'll just be interesting to see what they do with it, for sure.
Definitely. Excuse you, sir.
Excuse me, indeed. Choking now. Oh,
Get him
dear.
a test.
Yeah.
Someone call up the NHS, get him a test. Look at it. It's disgusting. Disgusting. I'm unsubscribing. Are
Okay.
you done?
Laters. Yeah, I'm done, I think.
You're talking, mate. We can't hear you.
What? You can? Oh, it's not. Wait, it's not. There we go. Hello.
There we go.
Let me get some water.
Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Get that advertising in there. Spin it around, bud. Get the logo on the screen. Sneak. Sponsor us, Sneak. Sorry. Carry on.
Are you allowed to do that shit? I don't know.
What? Ask for a
So,
sponsorship?
yeah, I guess we could have more
You can
formally.
ask for that.
But, yeah. So, is there anything else you would like to go over before I say the one to watch? Because I'm really excited for the one to watch that I'm going to introduce this week.
I don't think. Actually, one of the topics that we didn't discuss, we can quickly touch on.
Yeah.
COD Champs.
COD Champs, baby.
It was like the first thing I put in there.
Yeah.
Quick COD Champs
went
catch
over
up
it.
and the aftermath catch up.
Yeah. So, COD Champs was cool. They had a little glitch where Pawn versus Pawn was, or Pawn beats Pawn was announced to go on
Pawn
there.
takes
Have a
Pawn.
look. Pawn takes Pawn. We hopped on. I had to I managed to register. I don't know if you managed to in the end.
No, I never
No.
bothered.
So I managed to register, and they asked for my actual real life address to send the next
Yeah.
part of the puzzle.
So do you reckon? Did you do it?
Yeah,
Do you reckon
I'm
you'll get
guessing
something
it's
in the
gonna be on the way.
post?
If I do, I'll do it like a unboxing thing. We'll do it live on
Just do
here.
a
I'll
video
I'll,
on it.
I'll get you on, and we'll try and figure out what's next with it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
man. That'd be
So
cool.
I updated my address. It then come back saying to update the country I was in, so I done that. Um, yeah, that was the last I heard. So I'm hoping that something's on the way.
More puzzles.
Well, I mean, yeah, hopefully.
We'll see. The thing is, because the COD multiplayer reveal is next week on the 9th as well. Ooh.
Oh wait,
Do they show the multiplayer at the PlayStation event?
do
Well,
they?
anyway, with the multiplayer reveal being next week, that's basically the game revealed, right? Next up will just be the beta.
Yeah,
So, is there really much point to all these puzzles that are still coming out? I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
cool, but
Don't know. Maybe there's something
something
else in
different.
it. Maybe you get a cool skin or a new
Maybe
character
it's
or
all
something.
zombies related
Oh,
because they've not
right.
said anything about zombies yet.
You reckon though?
First Easter egg.
Porn takes porn.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's pretty cool though. I mean, if I receive a package, I'm gonna be hyped as anything.
Yeah,
Gonna be
yeah,
sick. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
COD
the
Champs was good. We
yeah,
watched
what's
it over the weekend, right?
yeah.
Sad to see Huntsman not make it. Upset. But we
Hell,
watched the finals, Empire and FaZe, and it was just a goddamn steamroll. FaZe just didn't turn up.
more than what it should have been.
Yeah. But what I was listening to a podcast done by Nameless, who's one of the casters on the stream, and he had Crimsix on there,
Yeah.
and they were talking about how the actual finals was like set up. So I thought whoever was coming in from winners bracket would get they just get the one map head start. But it actually turned out that if the game would have gone further than it did, I think it was the second map, not the second, the sixth map would have been an S and D, and basically Dallas, because they came in from the winners bracket, they would have been able to pick what side they started on.
Oh, okay.
And there was also a hard point later on, if they would have got to it, where again Dallas could pick the side that they started on.
All right.
So I mean, even if FaZe managed to hold out with just those choices, it's heavily tipped towards whoever come through winners bracket.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
But they
like
didn't
FaZe
in the end.
had
They
like
wiped the
two
floor.
chances to be able to get in there anyway, right? Either through
Yeah,
winners or dropping down to losers and only having to play one game as opposed to two games to get to that
yeah,
final. So winners should get that sort of advantage
yeah,
going in.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it was cool.
But
The aftermath afterwards has been a bit messy. Arguably one of the best COD players probably in the past few years.
I mean, one of the legends really. He's
Yeah.
been in the game for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got
They
dropped
announced
because they went
4v4.
4v4.
Clayster gets dropped. Bosh.
Crazy.
But in this on this podcast again, they asked Krim about it, and he said that all of the owners knew about 4v4 a couple of months ago, but some of them didn't tell their teams. He found out, but what he did was his words were, "Everyone's playing checkers while I'm playing chess." But what he did was he told a certain few people on a certain few teams about it,
Yeah.
which would have changed their performance because suddenly everyone gets all stat orientated. They start just playing for kills and stuff like that. So he said, I told a certain few people, about it just to throw them off their game. And obviously, well, it looked like it worked.
Well,
But
yeah.
apparently the choice to drop Clay was just completely out of the players' hands. The owners just came in, stood the day after and just said, Clay's gone. And that's it.
Crazy.
So it was a shock to all of them, really. They knew, the 4v4 was coming, they probably didn't expect it to be announced the following day and Clay to be dropped the following day after winning champs. But
That's brutal.
yeah, they kind of knew it was coming.
Crazy. So
Yeah,
they know more about the game than any of us.
what about the new one? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that there's been
There'll be like alphas and
what's
stuff that they've all been done behind closed doors.
they've been to like presentations and
Yeah.
seen some of it.
Yeah.
So they definitely know more than we do. But that's all part and parcel of being part of the league, I guess. They need to
Yeah.
know what's going to come.
Crazy.
But yeah, these next couple of months are going to be a bit hairy
Spicy.
for a lot of players, and
Yeah.
a lot of the rosters are going to be getting changed up, I guess. But exciting stuff.
All good. Right. Let's do
Go on then.
my
Get
game
us
to
with it.
watch. And it's a game that you're watching as well. I know that you are from a distance. Tribes of Midgard. The game is just shaping up to be incredible.
They posted a picture earlier. I can't even remember what it was, but it just looked really good.
Yeah.
Like graphically,
Yeah.
with their own art style, it just looked really good, and I really liked it.
I am going to post something. I'll add it in somewhere. Oh, I won't because this is live, so I won't do that at all. I'll put a link in the description below when the video goes up so you can watch it back. Tribes of Midgard is looking insane. It looks like you can get like 12 people in like one
Oh, really?
tribe with you. I mean, from some of the stuff that I've seen, yeah. I didn't realize as well that they've already had like open betas and stuff.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
think we
crazy.
got on the bandwagon a bit too late there, didn't we?
We did. I mean, yeah, it looks insane. It's basically defending your settlement against titans and demons at the time of Ragnarok being a thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Everyone should check it
And
out. Go
as a
give
side
the
note,
devs some love on that one as well.
the devs are really cool.
Yeah.
But I think every time we've replied to one of their tweets, they've replied
They're
back.
on it. Yeah, I'm in their Discord and they're openly in there, just like replying to people's technical thingies, any ideas that people might have. They're openly replying. Tribes of Midgard. I'm going to put a link below. Go check it out and let us know what you think about it, because I think I might spend quite a bit of time on that game when it's out. It's been a few. It's been a few years in development.
PC and PS5.
Yep.
I'll probably pick up on PS5. I think. I don't know. We will see.
We'll see.
But yeah, it looks good.
That's my one to watch for this week, anyway. And
Yes,
next week,
this week's one to watch.
you're gonna have a one to watch because I've done the last two. So it's over to you
better
next
get doing
week.
some research, then, I guess.
Research, buddy. What it is? Yeah, that is our podcast for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed being here and listening to us ramble on and take crazy tangents on stuff that we were talking about.
Yeah, Avengers to what do we end up on? Consoles.
Console prices.
I don't know.
That's how it goes,
yeah.
right? Lots to cover
But
and just not enough time.
If you're watching this after the fact, we'll be doing. I think we'll be doing live streamed every week.
Yeah.
Hopefully around the same time, maybe a bit earlier. There's a couple of things that kind of held us back today, but try and get in live, because if we get enough people in, we could end up adding a segment where we just answer some questions that people might have in the chat.
Questions or ideas or any
just
sort of response
people interact with what we're discussing about, and we can talk to it with you guys that are watching. So see if you can get into a future stream and interact with us.
Yeah, that's all from me. I don't know if you've got anything else you want to add. No. All done. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a good weekend. We're almost there, and happy gaming.
Enjoy.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
There you go.